Independent grind, powered by Tech Nine.
All right, right now joining us from what I assume is Chicago, since he is from there, is Femdot. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Was I correct in assuming you're in Chicago right now?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago right now. I'm at home. I'm up north right now, so I'm in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I never know if people are like in LA or doing whatever. I feel like everyone's just in LA.
Yeah, just animal, and it's actually valid because I'm the friend that's never in town. So like, that's actually a very valid. You know what I mean? Like, is he where you at right now? Because that's what my friends say when they call me. Like, so where you at right now?
So are you like rooted in Chicago? Like, I know you're from there, but are you like, do you have any plans to move? Like, what do you, I feel like Chicago has a great scene there. So it's not like you necessarily have to go to LA.
If it's up to me, I never want to move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to leave. I mean, I know I got to go to LA for, like periods of time or New York or whatever, but I would much rather just visit and come back or stay for a couple months. I do not want to leave Chicago. So like everyone who knows me knows I do not want to leave. I want to build and help grow the industry here. You know? So
are you someone that like, on the other hand though, like I know like a lot of artists traveling sort of helps them get inspired and creative and stuff. Is that the case for you, or do you find like your most creative self in Chicago?
It's like 50-50. I mean, I think it's cool to get like bits of inspiration from other places and stuff. But I need to like, in order for me to like really finish and hone in on like myself and like make sure things like is authentic to me, I need to be home. So I can like do a destination recording or something, but if I'm trying to finish a project or finish something, like I'll have to finish it at home, no matter where I started at or what I do. I got to finish it at home.
Yeah, we talked to, and I feel like it's so good for Chicago because there's so many creatives that you can almost like stay that creative. Like we just talked to Kari. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, that's my homie. Yeah.
See, of course, everyone in Chicago knows each other. But I'm curious, like we talked to him a lot about like sort of just like how Chicago has this real sense of community. So I'm curious for you, like starting out, like how did you begin to build and interact with that community? Because we have a lot of, I think, artists who listen who may not know how to sort of like almost get out there in a way. So what advice would you give to sort of how to build within your community?
I know at home it was two things. One, like we had a very like influential open mic scene that played a huge role. Young Chicago authors and U Media, which you hear a lot through like, Saba, No Name, Chance and stuff like that. But that community allowed a lot of space. That's actually, I think, how I met Karyan, funny enough. So a lot of these spaces, like getting out, showing face at these spaces and showing support for people, kind of is how this community been able to grow. And I feel like that was more based because a lot of the generation before us were not community, really. They not really get along with each other. And, but with the internet and stuff, you start learning about other sides of the city and, you know what I'm saying, you start wanting to link up and stuff like that. And I think we was kind of just tired of, and there's still a lot of growth that needs to be done, Like, everybody's trying to get like Atlanta. Everybody, that's the blueprint. Everybody wants to be like Atlanta when it comes to the community type thing. But I think with us, it was just like, so kind of we started supporting each other's shows, or just we all kind of grew up through these like open mics together. And like these little circuits of like, performing at this venue and stuff like that, to the point it's like, oh, like we're actually friends. Like a lot of us have known each other since we were teenagers. So it's because we all kind of were trying to figure it out at the same, and still are trying to figure it out. But, a lot of that early, like the culmination of like developing as an artist, we all kind of went through together and kind of just like stuck around and supported each other.
Who's someone you met early on that like really helped you sort of grow and build?
A lot of people that I met early. Somebody that I definitely met. I met Saba kind of early on. When I was younger, like the whole Pivot Gang. Actually, like one of the first open mics I ever went to was a like Pivot Gang was featuring, which was kind of wild. And outside of, it's a bunch of other people that I've met like throughout times who I've actually kind of got like closer with as we've gotten older. But I think Pivot Gang was one of the first like introductions into the scene for me. And then like other creatives, like outside of like actual recording, like I grew up with like Delacreme Films, who like does videography and stuff, and like a bunch of other people that I kind of just grew up with But Pivot Game was the first like group that I seen, and then like Malcolm London, like a lot of like Save Money, and it's this DJ from Save Money named such and such. He actually produced like some stuff on 10 Day or whatever. He's one of the first people that brought me to a lot of these spaces too. So yeah, so shout out my man Such. Such is a great guy. That's a phenomenal human being right there. But yeah, but then so it definitely like had an impact on me, because if it wasn't for him like bringing me around a little bit, I wouldn't even seen a lot of stuff. So,
or even before that, how'd you initially start to get into music? Like, how'd you want to pursue this?
My older brother used to rap when I was really young. He was super fire. He's still one of my favorite rappers. He doesn't rap anymore, but he kind of like introduced the whole family to hip hop, and wanting to be like your older brother. You start picking stuff up. So like by like 6 years old, like I was freestyling gibberish and ciphers in my living room, and then years later here I am. So he's the catalyst for all of this stuff. Like,
yeah, I have the same thing. I remember like stealing my brother's like Wu-Tang CDs and like Tupac CDs and shit.
Yeah, my brother used to play a lot of Big and like Infamous, and like he's a big Nas fan. But we're Jay-Z and Nas fan and stuff. So like, except when they were beefing, we had to pick a side. It was really tough. We went with Jay-Z. That's another story. But, like he'll be playing stuff when I come back from school, and like I'll be hopping on the couch while it's like, Give Me the Loot playing in the background, or it's like Temperatures Rising playing in the background, or something random like that, and I'll be hopping on the couch. And so like, yes, so that's my childhood. You know what I mean? Like he playing, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and I'm like running around the house.
And yeah, you mentioned he stopped rapping and you sort of like kept going with it. What made you want to sort of keep like following? Because I know that like you reach a point to where it's like, am I taking this seriously? What am I doing? Like, what was that point for you, and what kept you going?
I think what it was like I started getting a little traction at home, and then I left for a little bit. I went to Penn State my freshman year of college, and when I came back to Chicago. I'm like, wow, I really want to work on music. I see a lot of the people like that I'm friends with, or that I, we have mutual friends, or like, in the same kind of circles, who are starting to like really make waves. And it becomes like around like 2013. I was like, wow, this is really a possible 2013, 2014. I was like, wow, this is really possible to do. I need to come in and really get into this. I have such a passion for it. Like I need to do it. So that's kind of what really did it. It was home was really what motivated me to keep rapping. I even think about it. Like just knowing that like I can make it out of Chicago in Chicago. Like, why not? Why not? I actively do that. So home played a huge part. Yeah.
Well, getting into your the music, I know Delacreme 2 is about 9 months now, is it?
Yeah, man, my baby's 9 months.
What's that like? I mean, it feels like I've always, like, every time I talk about a project, I feel like it's like, I don't know, time has been fucking weird for me lately. Like, I just feel like everything was like so long ago. Does it feel like a long time ago? Does it feel like just yesterday? How do you feel about it now?
Damn near. It depends. It feels like it's a long time ago, but it also doesn't. Like, it feels like... but it feels like it's a long time, because a lot of those songs are old. I was working on that project for like 2-3 years. You know what I mean? So a lot of those songs are old as hell. Or these are like, and even then, like the idea of Delacreme 2 was something I was talking about in like 2014. So like, you know what I mean? So like a lot of these ideas have been like, years in the making. So like that's what makes it kind of feel old. But yeah, it's crazy. It's like, damn, like time has passed. But I'm always working on stuff. So it's like time has passed. It's like, damn, like it's been 9 months. Like I looked up, like it's been a long time, but it felt fast. Like reflecting on, wow, all this has happened since then. But in the same aspect, it's like, but like it's already March. Like it's already April damn near. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, that happened fast as hell. Like it's gonna be like it's the sun back out. It's about to be hot again. Like you know what I mean? So that's just kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my baby's 9 months old. It's starting to walk. Like, it's about to start walking soon. So
did you have, like, I'm curious if you set goals for yourself, like for like, okay, for this album, I want it to do these numbers, or I want to do this after it. Like, did you have those goals, and like, how do you feel like if you're meeting them, or like, how do you sort of think about this album as in like 9 months in the future, or in the past, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I had some goals and stuff that what I wanted to accomplish. We accomplished some we didn't. I mean, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool. No worries. But my main thing, my biggest goal, and I think the root of all my goals, whether I accomplished the ones I wanted to or not, was changing the situation of me and my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I was able to do that. That's one thing I really wanted to do because I was just finishing. I was just graduating school. I was just a bunch of stuff. So I was trying to figure out like where I'm going, what my direction is, and it was okay. Like I need to be able to change the situation of me and my friends, and I've been able to do it. I've been able to put myself in situations that I was not in last year.
Mm-hmm.
So even if numbers wise or whatever wise, like stuff happened that went well, stuff worked that didn't go well. That's every rollout or every album. There's stuff that's gonna, even if it goes as perfect as it possibly can, there's something that didn't happen or something that, nothing's completely 100% perfect, but
mm-hmm.
but it did do what it was supposed to do, which was change my situation, for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not for the worse. It just changed, change the situation to me and the people around me, and involve us in kind of different things. So that was the main goal. I mean, we definitely had like, numbers and like situations that some came through, some didn't, but overall, like. Yeah, I'm not the person I was a year ago or 9 months ago. So, that's a plus.
Yeah, sort of speaking on that aspect of time, I wanted to ask you about the cover because it says on there, like, don't open until 2021, like, put it back. Is it time yet? I'm curious sort of what those mean or what the significance of those are.
Yeah, so, like, the whole premise of the album is that it's a time capsule pretty much. So, like, if I ever get lost, as I'm on this, road to kind of becoming, this person that I know I am, or really developing like me as an artist and, like me as a human. If I ever get lost, I can kind of go back to these moments and these pockets of time to kind of like find myself, you know what I mean? And, so it wouldn't, the whole don't open a 2021 thing wouldn't really make sense till 2021, but like, this is like a 5-year plan in the making of like all my projects are connected in some sort of facet, but it wouldn't make sense till like roughly if everything stays according to plan, it will all make sense in 2021. But if not, then sometime after. So it's just like it's a time capsule. So like by 2021 or 22 or wherever. Hopefully I wouldn't have to, ideally I wouldn't have to dig this up to find myself again. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the kind of idea to cover. So it's showing like the time capsule as if it's already been dug up. So it's like, hopefully I wouldn't have to dig this up, or I can dig it up in 2021 and see I've accomplished what I was planning on, so that's kind of the idea. But I drop a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of like, I like video games. Like I like old video games with Easter eggs and stuff. So I drop a lot of those and a lot of like random stuff that connects everything. But a lot of stuff don't really make sense until like 2 or 3 projects.
Well, that's awesome. What's that like to try to balance? Because I feel like you have this vision, and I think of it like, to me, I always like go back to, I'm a huge Kanye fan, so I go back to like how he had the idea for like College Dropout, then Graduation sort of had this whole saga and everything changed. I guess how do you work with both like a vision for the future and how you want things to go, but then you also kind of got to roll with the bunches some, like, is that a difficult balance there?
Oh, definitely. Side note, did you see like the story where he's talking about like his signature on his phone, his text messages was like the order of his albums and like damn near the year. So like he had like College Drop, like that was the signature on like his phone or his text. Like you can see like, yeah, Kanye was he was thinking.
That's wild.
Yeah, I forgot where I heard that story from, but I'm like, that's crazy. And he's pretty much on like spot on with like dates. Like he was off a little bit, but like for the most part, he was in that ballpark of the dates, the years he was going to drop, and how, you know what I'm saying, like in that order. I thought it was crazy. But side note, but I mean, it's definitely it can get kind of frustrating. Because it's like, damn, like I know what I want to do, but I need resources to do it or whatever. I mean, I have the resource to do what I want to do right now, so I'm planning for it a couple years from now or something, and really trying to look ahead. But also, like, in this game and in this situation, stuff shifts quick and stuff happens quick, and or it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And it's okay. How do I readjust? So I think what it is, and what I learned is to have stuff very detailed, but have a detailed skeleton, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, just have the outline is there. Like writing a paper, you know what I mean? Like, your outline is there, but like you realize like a couple of your sources are trash, and you gotta like switch out some sources, or you gotta switch out something to get that paragraph done, but the outline for the paragraph didn't change. You know what I mean? So just kind of having an outline or a skeleton that allows flexibility helps a lot. But it does get kind of hard sometimes, because I'll be in my head like, damn, like this is the idea I had and I want to do this, but it's not there, or like how am I gonna, or even sometimes like, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna figure this out, because like what I'm thinking is like, I don't know if I have the resources for it yet, or you know what I'm saying, I really want to stick to this bit, I really want to tell this story this way. So it gets a little frustrating, but it's just making sure your skeleton is flexible enough that you can kind of deal with what comes.
That's dope. And I know you just chopped off the Chronos freestyle. Can you tell me a little bit of that one specifically, like sort of on the aspect of timing and like this having like the rough sketch, like what made it the right time to drop it?
Yeah, I was just I'm sitting on so much music. It's actually quite annoying. And I was going through. I'm like, we're going through stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I really like the record. You know what I'm saying? I like the raps. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like I haven't dropped anything in a while. So I figure if I'm gonna let it go, it should be something that's like oh, we rapping. Like, okay, like let us rap then. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it was. It was like, okay, we're letting stuff breathe for a minute, and we're keeping stuff going, like, pushing the album and stuff too. But it's like, okay, like I kind of want to remind people that I rap too, like and not because I have a lot of weird song structure on the album. It's a lot of like transition. I'm a big transition guy, so I like transitions and like harmonies and stuff like that. And there's a lot of rap on the album too, but once again, that was months ago, and I dropped one record after that, and it's like, okay, but so every once in a while I was like, all right, I'm just gonna come with some raps, like, so like I really do this rapping shit. And it was at that time like early this month, I was like, like this would be a nice time to let people know that I'll be really rapping. So that's kind of how that came about.
Is that where your headspace is now? Like wanting to just like sort of fucking go in, or are you back to like sort of like trying to do those transitions and make it more of like the cohesive album feel? Like, I don't know if you're working on an album or not. It's for like, where's your headspace musically at right now?
It's kind of a mix of both, because it's like I'm just creating. I'm trying new things in my voice. I'm trying to find new flows, new pockets. New storytelling techniques. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really just trying to perfect my craft to the best of my abilities. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just trying new stuff, because I've never had this. I've been in school my whole career. I've never had this much time. So like, I'm literally just trying shit. But it has to sound like me. It has to still fit me as a person. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely trying more stuff. But also like, by me doing that, I'm also sharpening my pen, and sometimes I want to show that off. Like, I want to try to be like, okay, like, no, I'll be rapping for real. But other times, when I can also make a song, you know what I mean? I also feel like I can make a song, you know what I mean, like with structure, but I also want to play with song structure. Like, I don't need the typical song structure. So I'm really just making what feels good at this point, what feels good and what pushes me, But I'm in a really, for example, like for the past 2 weeks, I've been in a very storytelling mode. Like, I've been writing hella stories. 3 weeks ago, it was bars. 4 weeks ago, I was writing melodies. R&B hooks. Like, it kind of just depends, because it's like, okay, like I'm just trying to get as good as possible. I need to be undeniable in every facet of writing. So trying to get there.
What's something you've been inspired by lately? Like, if you've been watching a movie or, listening to someone's album, like what's something you've sort of drawn a lot of inspiration from lately?
Lately, Boogie's Everything for Sale is a really, really, really good album. Lil Sim's Gray Area is a really, really, really good album. So those are like albums that I've heard recently that just caught my eye. That like, oh wow, this is fire. that like really have sparked just like. And the thing is, it's always wild because usually when I listen to something, I write the complete opposite of what I'm listening to. Like I don't know, like I'll like play Uzi and then write like a verse to like Quiet Storm. Like it makes no sense, but like it just sparks a creativity thing, and that's what those two albums did. And as for like other forms of media, I mean, I don't really watch that much TV. I started Game of Thrones, which is a whole process.
You better finish up before too long, or you're gonna be getting spoilers everywhere.
So it takes too long. I also don't mind spoilers because like I'm still gonna watch it, but it takes. I can't sit down for too long. So like watching, I have to watch shows and like I can get to maybe 2 episodes at a time before I'm like. And I mean, like, in 2 days, like, I'll watch one and then watch, like, a half of one and then watch the other half. I can't. That's too much time. So, but, yeah, Game of Thrones is cool. So that's been an interesting thing. But other than that, it's just, I've been reading a lot. Just reading randomly a lot. And that's been helping, too. Just kind of just, like, seeing how words are set up from other people. Like I'm reading from this author, Dorothy Roberts. I study science books. I'm kind of a nerd, so like the science shit. Like, I mean, but yeah, just reading a lot, and then Everything for Sale and Gray Area are really good albums. That kind of sparked a lot in me.
Are you like a recorded night person, or what's your sort of like almost like daily schedule? Kind of like, do you like to record sort of any time, or is there a specific time you feel most creative?
Yeah, no, I don't sleep, so it's typically at night. During the day, I'm kind of running around like crazy. I mean, I'll be in other people's sessions during the day, or I'll be kicking it or whatever. But at nighttime, like 3, 4 a.m., like, yeah, that's prime time. Dilla, that's prime. Like, all my friends know, like, if there's any person to call at 2 or 3 a.m., it's me, because I'm definitely up. Like, not even like, oh, he may be laying down. Like, no, I'm up. Like, I'm up as hell.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go. So a lot of times I do a lot of, so I'm sending like verses to like, say my homie Charles, like who does a lot of my production. Like I'll send stuff to him and like I know he'll wake up and see it because I'll send it to him at 4 a.m. But yeah, so I'm definitely a night person. However, I'm trying to switch to a morning person, man. I feel like maybe I'll get more out of I get a lot out of my day, but it's night. So like, it's just me. Like everybody else sleep. So maybe in the morning I may try to get more. But I'm talking about I'll be in bed by like 6 or like 5 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be up all night. And I'm up, I might as well record or write.
Yeah, it's that weird balance of being a creative and then also like trying to exist in the world with like the rest of the world.
It's really wild because it's like I'll be talking, like my homies will text me like, you know what I'm saying, like as they're getting ready to go to work and I'm going to sleep, like literally, and it's like, wow, so, but it's cool, it is. I've always been like this, so it's not like this is like out the ordinary,
Well, I know you're working. You got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. We'll let you get out of here quickly, real soon. But I want to just, if you have anything you want to plug, if you got anything coming up, any planned releases or shows, or sort of what are you excited about?
Right now, man, I'm cooking, man. We're doing a lot of it's a lot more music coming. It's a lot more content coming that I'm pretty excited about. So it's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, we're just doing a lot of cooking. I think I'm gonna have a festival this summer. I'll probably announce that later on. But yeah, so just cooking, getting back in the lab, trying to make really good music. I got a couple records I'll be on, some of my homie stuff. So it should be cool. A lot of content, definitely.
Awesome. Well, we'll let you get out of here, but I got 3 random questions for you first.
Okay.
First one, you're going to a gas station. What are you picking up?
Outside of gas?
Yes.
Okay, a bag of Skittles or some Mambas and a ginger ale.
I haven't had Mambas in a minute. Damn, that's a good call.
You might want to get something today.
I'm thinking about it. Next one, the person you would most want to be stuck on an elevator with and the person you would least like to be stuck on an elevator with.
Person I would most like to be stuck on an elevator with, probably my sister, because we'll just act a fool the whole time. Like, me and her will probably both be the most calm. You know, like, okay, let's just, let's figure this out. You know, when we here, you got some cards. Like, she'll be the type to have, like, some cards in her purse or something. We just play spades. You know what I'm saying? Something dumb like that. So, I think I could be stuck on the elevator with my sister and we can kick it. Like, that would be cool. The least want to be stuck on the elevator with? So, years ago. You remember the little chubby boy from Matilda?
I do remember the chubby boy.
I'm a stickler for how you eat. So, like, I just feel like I don't know. I just like I feel type of way. I feel like if he was sitting down with like some cake on the elevator, like oh my god, like
you're going deep in the vault for that.
Yeah, I had to. You know what I'm saying? I had to think it had to be a good one. I'm like, yeah, dog, Eddie, like him. And we stuck on the elevator with food. Like, oh God, no, he's gonna eat sloppy, and I'm a fight. Like, I'm gonna fight him. Like, so yeah, I think that's one definitely.
All right, and the last one, since you said you're a big gamer, if you could only play one video game for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
If I could only play one video game for the rest of my life, probably James Bond Nightfire for the Nintendo GameCube.
I did not play the game. I was never a GameCube guy.
It was great. GameCube was ahead of its time. It had great graphics, great gameplay, you know what I'm saying? The controllers were easy to use. Like, it was fire. And Nightfire, it was cool. I could just blow shit up all day and just, you know what I'm saying? We smoke. Anybody got beef, we just smoking them all in the game. All the guns available. Oh, yeah. What? James Bond Nightfire. I'm playing that every day for the rest of my life.
All right, dope. Femdot, thanks for joining us. Delacreme 2 is out now. Go check that out. Happy 9 months.
Yes.
And yeah, we're looking forward to what you got cooking up next.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're locked in to Independent Grind on Dash Radio. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern for the latest hip-hop news, music, and interviews. Independent Grind only on Dash Radio, baby. Tech 9!
This is the genius, Chris Calico. Cali, baby. Letting you know you're tuned into Tech Nine's Independent Grind on Dash Radio.